Welcome to a new video. So today's topic is the difference between a class, abstract class, and interface. So previously we have discussed this in detail in our previous videos of abstract class and interface. So I would like to just inform you that if you want to go in detail, you can go into in our previous lectures, and I think you must go into our previous lectures so that your concepts will be clear in a better way. So right now, what is the main difference between the interface, abstract classes, and class? So first difference as per data members or data fields is by default our data members or variables in the interface are constant, that is final in nature. So it's by default whether we have because generally we do not write some it as final or static, but by default if we are declaring some variable into interface, it is by default of static final in nature. And then we will be having the abstract class. So in this these are not normal variables or data members. It can be static, it can be private, it can be protected, or it can be default. So something like this. Same for the classes. And second difference is for the methods. So methods are by default abstract in nature for the interface, whether we have written it or not. Generally we do not write, but if we are declaring a method into it, we are declaring a method into interface, then it is by default abstract. And in abstract class it can be, methods can be defined or cannot be defined. So abstract class can have the method which are abstract or which are not abstract or which are normal methods. So it can have both. Same for the nature, same for the class. Then third is accessibility. For the interface, we will be having the data members and methods, and these are by default public in nature whether we have written it or not, but these are by default public in nature. For the abstract class, it can be of any type, that is normal. We can declare it as a public, private, protected, or something like this. Same for the classes. For the object creation, as we know and also already discussed in our previous lectures, so interface, for interface we cannot create the object. Same for the abstract class, we cannot create the object. For the classes we can create the object. Like for the interface, we generally do not need to define the methods. We do not need to define the methods, we are only declaring the methods. So there is no need of defining the there is no need of creating the object, as we are not defining anything into the methods of interface. We are only declaring it. And same for the abstract class. Like we are creating a abstract class as something which is not reuse, which are common things which can be reusable later into subclasses, and we do not need to create the object of these classes. Like we are having a class called shape, so it is having the subclasses called square, circle, rectangle. So for the square, we do not need to create any object. Square will contain some common methods, something like you can say the area or parameters. So later on the shapes will be having this area and parameter, and these areas and parameter will be later on used by the different classes, different subclasses, you can say, which are extending this shape class, which is about abstract class, into it. So the area is of the area can be of a square, the area can be of rectangle, the area can be of circle. So similarly parameter. So all different shapes are having these things, but if we are creating some class called shape, which is a parent class of all these class, so we do not need to instantiate that class, and we are instantiating or giving defining these area of square into square class, area of rectangle into rectangle class. So there we used to create the object, and we do not need to create the object of class shape, because it is only declaring and these methods, and later on these methods are defined by other classes. So we have discussed this detail in our previous lectures also. And for the interface, as you all know, like it is a blueprint of our system or the software. So we do not need to define these define these methods here. We only declare these methods here, so we do not need to create the object here. So that's it for today. If you like this video, please hit on thumb button, and please share this video as much as possible. And to keep updated about the videos, please subscribe and click on subscribe button or bell icon, and then click on all to get update of all the videos. And thank you so much for watching.